In this video I will show you how to find a method, well, one method. There's probably many around, but this is the simplest way to count colored cells in Excel. Excel has some numerous functions to count different stuff, but when it comes to color, there isn't one built in. And now I'm using Excel 2010 here, and this should work for all versions of Excel. I came across this once while I was doing a roster, and I color code different teams, different colors, and I wanted to see how many there were. So I thought let's find a way to do it this without using filters and manually counting them. The description of the code and where you can get it from is posted on my forum on the website fracta.net. If you go to the site and go to the forum, and best way to find what we're looking for, just search for an article with the keyword color. At the moment there's only one article here, Excel function that counts all cells with a specific color. So there's the post, and this was written a while ago, back when I was using Excel 2007. So it describes how to use the function, and what we're basically going to do is create our own custom function in Excel in that file. And you do that by going into the VBA editor. And if you don't know what the VBA editor, it's the back end of Excel where you can write scripts and codes and automation. Now, to get to it from Excel, you hit Alt plus F11, and there's another way which I'll show you. So here's Excel on my keyboard. I'm hitting Alt plus Alt 11, and this is where you can write your code. Just quickly, another way to get there is to hit the developer button on the ribbon and Visual Basic. If you don't have that visible and it's not there by default, you can add it to your ribbon by going to Options, Customize the ribbon, and tick this one here. Probably be unticked. If you tick it, it will be there. So here's our editor, and I'm just going to add this function to sheet 1 for now. So let's have a look at the code. The function is here. I'll just skip to it and copy it from the beginning. The function takes 2 arguments as an input, and I'll show you how that works later, and returns an integer. Now, I'm using integer here because I'm not counting tens of thousands of cells. If you are, declare it as a variant or as long, because I can go up higher. Integer is only good for around 32,000, and after that it will give you an overflow error, but for me it's enough. Application volatile makes this function triggers with changes supposedly. So declaring a couple of variables here that we're going to use further down, RR as a range, and total as an integer, that will be our total. And there's another variable here which I didn't declare, but you don't have to declare things in Excel all the time. It looks that up for you. And the color is going to be the value of the color number from C. Where does C come from? It's passed through from the argument. I'll show you how this pans out later. Now I've got a loop here that's going to go through every single cell in our range, which we'll pass on here as R. and it compares if the RR that we're at for each RR and R, if that interior color is equal to our reference color, which will come from here, then total will go total plus 1. So it'll go 1, 2, 3 every time it finds a cell with that color. And finally, the function count color returns the total, which has been being incremented here. You don't have to call it count color. You can call it anything you want. Heck, you can call it Harry, Henry, Jeffrey, but a meaningful name would be handy. So let's go back to the spreadsheet and add some colors. Let's see how. So I'm just going to have some yellows in there, different ways, and some red. And one more color just to make it interesting. I'm going to use 2 different shades of green here, which aren't really the same color for this exercise. But so let's pretend this is our range. Make it nice and simple, and they could have any text in there that's irrelevant. Let's say this is a time for a roster, or you can have a name in there. What the text is not really important. So let's say I want to count in this direction in column A, and I want to put my total here. So let's clean this up a bit. I'm going to total, and I'm going to say give me the total of yellow, and I'm just putting the yellow there. So I'll show you how I'm going to use it. It doesn't have to be there, but we'll do that. And the red and the dark green. Now, to count in this direction, I'll give you one example. If I go in there and in the function I type equal count, it's not coming up. I think now I'm glad I'm making these mistakes there on the video, because you probably come across the same thing. I think where I need to add this code is in the module, not on the sheet, so in a separate sort of container. So go back to the editor, insert a module. Let's grab our code from here, cut it, chuck it in the module. So I forgot about that, but hopefully now if we go equal count, there we go. Tab. So if you remember from the code, the first argument was the range. So I want to count from here to here, and the second argument is the color that I want to count, which is this cell here, the yellow. Go load it, hit it, and there we go. It says in that range there are 3 cells with this color. Now, if I was to change this to white and recalculate, it's going to tell me there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, another way really without having the colors at the bottom is to refer to actually to a cell in that range, any one of them. It's not going to give you a circular reference. So as long as this second argument points to somewhere where the color you want to count is, it will work. So we can use it another way. Total all, I'm just going to put it here, equal count color. Now I'm going to count all of this range, the whole box. And I want to count the color red in there, and all of it. So it's telling me that in this box there are 3 red days, down, down, down. If I expand my range to include that 4th box, it's 4. We could even go sideways too. You know, you get the idea. Equal count color. There it is. It's in the list, and I want to count these boxes for the color dark green. So in this area here, there's only one dark green. If I go there, you get 2. If I add one more dark green, and it doesn't recalculate automatically. I'll show you how to do it. You can click, I think it's F9, or go formulas and recalculate somewhere. Calculate now. There it is. So let's try it out. Say I want to go there and add that. If I add one more, you'd want it to go to 5, but to trigger the function, calculate now, it will go to 5. But there's a way to avoid having to do that. Just for those who are interested to see what's going on, what you can do in Excel is step through the function by clicking F5, and let's see what's going on. So I'm just going to put a break in here, so when the function is triggered, it will stop there. And I'm going to step through it by going line by line. So function, oh damn, I did something wrong. It's actually F8, not F5. F5 will run the whole code. So it's saying that C that we passed on as the argument, which is D11 in this case, get the number for that color, and it's 5287936, and then it goes for each R and an RR, so it's going to go this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. That's what's going to happen. Is the first one in that range equal that? It's not, and that color there is the first box. I think it was white, so it's not going to add 1 to the total. Next one, it's still white. It's going from this way, from B to C by the looks of it. So let's just keep looking. Now, next one, it's not white anymore, it's the green one. Yeah. So total now is equal to 1. Now it's going to drop to the yellow one, and that is 65535. Next one should be our dark green, so it's going to go total plus 1, so total is 2, and it's going to do that all the way till it gets to the last one, and over there what it's going to do, it's going to say the function count color return the number 5, and that's the end of the function. And we get our 5. Let's get at these breakpoints. Get out of it. We get our 5. Now, the next step is to make the thing trigger without recalculating. If we go back to the forum, a way to do this is to add this application calculate whenever the worksheet selection change under here. If we go to the sheet and look for the event selection change, it's there, the first one. If it's not, just look for it there. So whenever anything changes on sheet 1, we trigger this application calculate. So now our function should run by itself. So if I make this one green and get out of there, it just goes to 6. If I add a yellow here, and our yellow goes to 4. See this one? This one, what's this one counting? It's counting the reds. So if I go and add a few reds in there, that 4 is going to become 11. So that's how you get this function triggering automatically, and that's how you count your colors. So copying and pasting the formulas every time trigger. So copy, paste only the formulas. There we go, and we can trigger that back on here. Probably do that at the end. So now there are in this box how many cells with the same color as C11, which is here. There are 10. How many boxes with the color in D11? And there we go. There's our count colors. How many greens now? 4. So all this information is in this little article here, and there's a couple of comments there, and the last bit of comment was someone inquiring how to make it auto calculate. I hope you found this useful.